Good afternoon. Welcome to Kissimmee, Florida. We will be going on the SunRail today to Winter Park. But I got stopped at the crossing gates. I couldn't make it in time. But this is the southbound train coming our way. We're going to go ahead and once this train goes across, we will cross over to the northbound side, because that's where we're going to be going, is northbound through Orlando and up to Winter Park. So join me as we ride the rails up to Orlando and Winter Park. Here shortly, here in about an hour or so, our train will be arriving, and we will be able to aboard the SunRail here in Kissimmee. Make our way over there once the railroad gates go up, crossing gates go up. So anytime it'll be raising up. There they go. Now we may cross over to the northbound side. Train has arrived. There's our train. Wow. Alright, so we are on the SunRail and gonna make our way to Winter Park. We got a couple stops along the way, like in downtown Orlando, and just before that in oh man, we're moving. We are wasting no time here. So oh, I got a SunRail. So we rock back and forth to the way of the train. Next stop is Tupperware, as it says up on the screen up there. Next stop, Tupperware. Let y'all enjoy the view. I'm actually sitting on the top level of one of the cars on the SunRail. Oh, Amtrak. There it is. Oh, that is fast. Of course, the train that runs every day is not SunRail. It's actually the the Brightline train that sits in downtown Orlando, is where the station's at, and you can take it from Orlando to Miami. I think it's just Orlando to Miami, but I think they're actually going to build a train station in Tampa where you can take it from Tampa to Orlando. The track's going to run right along I-4. I don't know if the plan is still in action, but
the next stop is the Tupperware station at Osceola Parkway. As you exit the train,
that's where Gatorland
is. And please watch the step. La siguiente parada es Tupperware station at Osceola Parkway. Al salir del tren, recuerde bajar por su SunCard y por favor tenga cuidado al bajar del
So
tren.
we have arrived at the Tupperware station on Osceola Parkway. very close to Gatorland. We're not getting off here, we're getting off in the park. So we're going to make our way through under the bridge. Under the bridge. We are just about at the station. We are slowing down. So our first stop is Tupperware, which is right here. We have arrived at the Tupperware station. Alright, so leaving Tupperware station, our next stop is the Meadowwoods station. And with SunRail is what they call a commuter train, which means it's mostly used Monday through Friday during the work week for people to get to their jobs and return home to their destinations.
Security personnel or ambassadors.
So that's why it doesn't run on the weekends. SunRail doesn't run on the weekends, but Amtrak runs every day. But SunRail only runs Monday through Friday due to the commuter train. Due to it's a commuter train and it runs for people going to and from work. So, a lot like taking the bus, like you would take the bus to school or to your job location where you're close to your work. A train is the same way, except it runs on a schedule, like kind of like a bus, but we're on rails, the railroad. And so it's very useful for people that live near the downtown area of a major city, like Orlando or Kissimmee or Winter Park or Meadowlands or DeLand. And so it's very useful for people to get to and from work, especially from Kissimmee to Orlando, which is not far. It's definitely driving, probably be faster, but it's also reliable to do train travel, and it's fun. It's enjoyable.
DC 20.2 inches. That would be catastrophic. Yeah. Almost like, how do we know when we come back down here?
We have arrived at Meadowwoods. It's not far back, aren't we?
Working through all that snow. Killed two birds with one stone. We're gonna get out.
It's some reason we're now in
We are at the Meadowwood Station. Southbound one. But we're in the northbound. Slow.
This is the Meadowwood Station. Esta parada es Meadowwood Station.
It's a circus package show. It's a straight show, it's a straight show.
Some over here.
Some over here too. But there's the rides and stuff.
So we're just this one. So we're just cruising. We are going really quickly. It's just bumpy because we're crossing over the main line, crossing the tracks. Main line. We're excited to the main line.
Museum.
On the sidewalk.
It's not far from here.
So,
I think it's in Braden.
Hey guys, anybody drop this? It's like like a racing sheet or something?
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, no problem, man.
I'm getting ready to go on the phone and start picking them again.
You got it. Hey, good luck.
Thank you.
pass by the scenery and the railroad crossing. Our next stop is actually in Sand Lake Road. So we haven't even made it to downtown Orlando yet. But anyway, more about the train. It's just,
The next stop is Sand Lake Road Station. Exit here for connection to the Orlando International Airport. Remember to tap off your card.
I did not know that it actually, I guess you would take
La
a,
siguiente parada es Sand Lake Road Station.
CSX.
Orlando International Airport.
Also CSX line and Amtrak. Now, Amtrak is, of course, like I said before, that's the travel train. Where a lot of people just travel all over the country for vacation, leisure, and it really is. This is great. I love train travel. Like, it's so much easier. I don't have to worry about buying gas. I don't have to worry about driving my own car. I can relax, peaceful, especially when being at the top of the car like I am right now. It's very, it's relaxing, and especially if you go at speed. The train is at speed, which means cruise control, pretty much for a car. Your car's on cruise control, and you're at speed. It can be very relaxing and put you to sleep. We are at Sand Lake Road Station now, and so we're stopping very soon.
This is the Sand Lake Road Station. Esta parada es Sand Lake Road
Tanker
Station.
cars right behind here, just on the other side on the southbound line. Now those are tanker cars, carry fuel and gas, like gasoline, for our cars.
This is the Sand Lake Road Station.
Tanker cars
Esta parada es Sand
great
Lake Road
because
Station.
that's where CSX train company comes in. They're the ones that carry a lot of the cargo, food supplies, tanker cars that carry fuel, and as well as goods all over the country. And then suppliers will then put them on semi-trucks to distribute different store locations where we can buy our food and gasoline at the gas stations. So very unique about tanker cars. That's why we all started with the train. Alright, our next stop is downtown Orlando at the Orlando Health Amtrak station.
Welcome to SunRail. In event of
Gondola cars, tanker cars, tank cars.
or if blocked,
Of course, they're not being pulled by an engine, a locomotive. They're just sitting there in the side yard until they need to be refueled, and then the engines will come and couple up like this, like a couple like holding hands.
Bienvenido a SunRail. En caso de emergencia, por favor salga a través de las puertas de entrada
Go
o por
wherever
las
the
ventanas
destination
con el letrero que dice
it needs to go to,
en cada nivel.
the goods. But right now, of course, now we're heading up to, now we're actually heading to downtown Orlando.
Haga el favor de avisarle a un miembro de
Very
la
exciting.
tripulación.
We'll probably only have about an hour in Winter Park before everything starts closing at 5. So that's not good. I won't be able to really do anything. It'll be pointless. So. But mostly this is kind of this is the spin venture right here, is the train travel. I just picked a destination at random.
And make room for others by holding on to your belongings.
And so,
Thank you for riding SunRail.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Maintenance of ways.
oh yeah, these are maintenance cars. These are the cars that work on the rails. Oh man, I wish I could see one in action. Oh wow, we got a lot of people here.
Oh boy.
Yep, Orlando Hemp.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an Amtrak station. Also a SunRail.
This is the Orlando Health Station.
Yeah, we are downtown. There's downtown right there. That's on the other side. We are downtown Orlando right now.
4 stops.
So we gotta go Church Street. We're at
This is the
Orlando.
Orlando Health Station. Esta parada es Orlando Health Station.
Our next stop is Church Street, then Links, and then so we got like 4 stations to our station. So we're doing pretty good right now. We await the passengers who are getting on the northbound train. We're actually going underneath the highway. Underneath the highway here. Oh, here we go. This is downtown Orlando. We are in downtown Orlando right now. This is the Church Street station. We are in downtown. There's another train coming.
We are. Here it is.
Danger, another train coming.
This is for the Kia station.
This is for the Kia Center, home of the Orlando Magic basketball and the soccer team, Orlando Pride Stadium.
This is Church Street Station. Esta parada.
And we're also passing Colonial Drive, which is where the Walmart that has all the UCF merchandise. We are slowly approaching Links Central Station here, still in downtown Orlando. Right here. It was not far at all from the Church Street Station. It's just a little slip of track. But we have arrived at Links Central Station. Pick up a couple more passengers and we'll be on our way to Advent Health.
Please report any safety and security issues relative to your SunRail conductor, security personnel, or ambassador.
Oh, time to check our SunRail ticket.
The Advent Health Station. Esta parada is Advent Health Station.
We are at the Advent Health Station.
Next stop is
So, yep, we got one more stop and that's our stop. This is our last stop before we get off.
This is the Advent Health Station.
Alright, as we near the end of our journey for the first half, a moment and just appreciate the quickness of the train ride and the very relaxing, for me anyway, and looking at all the scenery and seeing things along the way that you don't normally
Please
see
report
when
any
you're
safety
driving.
and security issues promptly
We
to
were
your
way
SunRail conductor,
far from
security
the
personnel, or ambassador.
highway, from the toll roads and I-4.
Cuestiones de seguridad
Off 32nd so bad.
Like just way off of the beaten path. And it's a lot of fun, especially things that you don't normally see when you're driving, and you can't see when you're driving because you gotta pay attention to the road. You get to a whole new perspective when you ride the rails, riding a train, or a bus on land. Of course, when you're in an airplane, you can't even see the road, but because you're 30,000 feet in the air. But when you're riding a train and or a bus, ground transportation, you get to see things from a whole new perspective. It's really cool. So we're closing in on Winter Park. That is going to be our final destination for after we get off the train. We're going to explore a little bit and then get right back on it and back southbound towards my car. and then we'll see where we want to go after that, because it is a bit cooler outside because the sun's not shining. So it's kind of cooled down a little bit. It's still 80 degrees, but it feels cooler because the wind is blowing. But nevertheless, had a great time. And next stop, Winter Park. And we have arrived at Winter Park by SunRail. So let's go ahead and explore Winter Park. Follow me. Winter Park. It was in 1881. Loring A. Chase of New Hampshire, Oliver Chapman of Massachusetts purchased a 600-acre, now comprised Winter Park. They envisioned a community influenced by the New England streets to curve around the sparkling lakes and designated sites for churches, lakeside hotels, and a business district that is set adjacent to a large town green, Central Park. They named their creation Winter Park. The town of Winter Park attracts an educated affluencers, northerners, who built winter homes. It contributed to the cultural, education, and business vitality of the frontier town. Their architectural preference and the shady oaks they planted to line the streets reflected their northern roots. Florida's first college, Rollins College, established in 1885. Foresight and financial backing of the first residents. Then in 2011, downtown Winter Park Historic District was placed on the National Register of Historic Places. District runs along Park Avenue from Canton Avenue to Comstock Avenue. Central Park and its surrounding streets compose the town center for commerce, transportation, and homes for early settlers. So here at Winter Park, a historical town. We are in the historic district. As you can see, the town square, we are right in the town square. So we're going to go ahead and go take a look and see shops and the sights and sounds of Winter Park. Alright, so we made it to the Freight Depot Downtown Historic District at the Winter Park Historical Museum. Unfortunately, it's closed, but it talks about the Atlantic Coastline Railway Company, which constructed the Winter Park Freight Depot in 1927. At the time, Winter Park was a central shipping point for citrus, as well as receiving station for farm and construction supplies. Much of what was built in the early Winter Park was delivered to this freight depot building. Purchased by the city in 1978, the freight depot, which is this building here, the location of the first municipal farmer market in Orange County from 1979 to 2020. The depot has now been repurposed as a meeting and event space, becoming both a sustainable and profitable investment in the preservation of the city's heritage. And it's also on the National Register of Historical Places. See this? And this plaque is here. This was the location of the Park Avenue School. Exact location built on what was once first fairway of Winter Park's first golf course. Park Avenue Elementary School opened with 10 classrooms, auditorium, 8 teachers, and 150 students in 11 grades. Cafeteria and additional classrooms were added in 1926. Rollins College purchased the property in 1961 to house its continuing education program. The building was used for offices and classrooms till 1988. The bricks right here from the original school building pay tribute to the education that generations of students received on this site and to the dedicated facility and staff who inspired them. So one of these things is like got my hot caffeinated beverage from Starbucks like normal, and we are actually going to go ahead and start making our way to the train station. There wasn't a whole lot of stores I was interested in walking up and down the strip of Park Avenue, but very nice little town. I love it. I like Winter Park. They got now if the museums were open, yes, I'd be here longer, but since the museums have already closed, and I guess it took too long just to get here. Not because of the train, But because of the traffic, trying to get to the train station was so slow. So, I can't imagine we're here. And so, make our way actually across right here. We'll cross here. Right here. And then we're going to cross on that side so we can make our way to the southbound section.
It's right here. It's this way. There's like a beach.
Nice car. Really nice car. That's a Corvette. That's yellow, black and yellow. We got trees here. There's the fountain. Heading towards the fountain now. Train station's right there. But making our way to what is it, southbound? You gotta go southbound, right? Alright, so we are inside the Winter Park, Florida train station. The SunRail and Amtrak, both lines, they share the same station. And so we're just inside because it's a bit warmer in here than it is outside. Even though it's 80 degrees, it's actually, I think that's actually 74 outside, but you can see above it says 2 trains. So the train track is right out there. We'll be boarding Winter Park, the SunRail, from Winter Park and heading back to Kissimmee, where we'll get back in the car and drive to go to Disney Springs for a couple hours and then head home. All was quiet until the SunRail has arrived. Alright, we are back on SunRail, going back home to Kissimmee. Not gonna film much on the way back, but I am going to take some pictures, a lot more pictures this time around, of the trip back home. You can see Church Street Station. We are right beside the Kia Center, home of the Orlando Magic. Leaving Church Street, our next stop, Orlando Health.
Welcome to SunRail. Please have your SUN card ready for inspection. Bienvenido a SunRail. Por favor, tenga su SUN card lista para la inspección.
So we head back to Kissimmee. No Health Amtrak station. Travel underneath the highway.
The next stop is the Orlando Rail Station and the Amtrak Station. As you exit the train, remember to tap off with your SUN card and please watch your step. Orlando Rail Station, Amtrak Station,
And here's our station, Kissimmee Station. We have arrived back in Kissimmee. We are here. Alright, so thank you all for joining me on the SunRail And a new experience, really, I've never done it. Was able to easily purchase tickets. They were like $3 a piece. So round trip, it cost me $5. It wasn't that expensive at all. Very reasonable price and a very relaxing train ride. Just did it for the experience of how people did travel by train. That's how they did it before cars and major highways and interstates were created, were made. Train travel was the way to go, and people walked to the different train stations and got on the train to go to work or just for vacations or whatever, and relaxing times. And then as the Industrial Revolution, which was in the 1800s, and that sparked the invention of the automobile, and that's where cars started to come into play and take over the railroad system. But here in Kissimmee, Poinsettia, downtown Orlando, Winter Park, DeLand, Sanford, the SunRail line still have make the commute from point A to point B and transport people to their jobs and back home. And it's just a great way to travel, or like myself, relaxing and for leisure and fun. But thank you all for joining me on this spin adventure of riding the rails with SunRail. Like I said, a great experience, very relaxing. I sat in the upper level of the car, and like I said before in the video, it rocks back and forth, and it almost put me to sleep. It was so relaxing. And the sound of the train horn, man, nothing like it. I enjoyed it, and love hearing that lonesome whistle, especially when a train's going by and you hear it off in the distance. You can hear the horn or the whistle of the train. It is just, to me, it sounds great. So, but anyway, thank you all for joining me for riding the rails with SunRail. Drop a like on the video if you love trains, like I do. And leave comments down below if you've ridden on a train. Or even interest in trains. How long have you been interested in trains? All your life? A few years? Let me know. And subscribe to Spin Ventures. Hit that notification bell. And other than that, we'll see you all on the next Spin Venture. From Kissimmee to Tampa. We're out.